how quickly they can deal with that.
We're going to have to wait and see exactly if Skidmark Central is going to shoot out of those starting blocks or if they're not going to be able to do that, as right now Broder versus Skidmark Central here, going live at ETF2L Season 15, week number 6, ladies and gentlemen, Battlelands and Viaduct here with Pleasure. I like the spin. Both down man reaching that middle. So far, Cadis and Rib going up against each other. Jukebox already making his way all the way to the enemy choke, playing there for the scout, but he gets taken down by Dalit, and Dalit gets the double, where Cookie also goes down. He doesn't mind paying for that with his own life. It looks like Skidmark Central is going to pick up a very simple and very clean middle here.
Yeah, Jukebox playing a common strategy where the roamer jumps into the choke. He waits for the distraction. He causes the distraction and waits for anyone to focus on him before he jumps in. Although he kind of messed it up. He went in a little bit early, got picked off very early by Dalef, and it's a free midpoint for them. And they're not even going to contest Spire. So yeah, already showing they're looking a bit shaky and bringing all the guns that they need to. And Cadis and his team just, coming out strong, and it's exactly what they needed, just to get the momentum on their side early on in this game.
Yeah, there you go, as both teams now have 100%. Cadis actually goes down. Is Broder going to fancy pushing out into that one? I guess they're going to have a peek. They're already sitting in top lobby. This looks like a pass to me.
Yeah, I think it was Jukebox. I saw him come online on Steam just as the game started. So yeah, I think it's Jukebox. I think he'll be rejoining.
With regards to just the overall feeling of the game, ladies and gentlemen, Cadis spoke to me last week in the interview on Thursday. I've said this before, he'll be on here after the show as well, together with Zebasai. We will be talking to them, so stay tuned for that. But Cadis said, I'm very confident about Badlands, but Viaduct against Broder is a scary thing. The fact that, he said very simple, I feel confident about winning Badlands against Broder. He came out and said that. He was like, no, I think Badlands is a good map for us against Broder. I think we'll take that. And you can see, straight off, first middle, very clean. They didn't overreact to Jukebox jumping behind them. They racked it perfectly clean, and they got themselves an advantage straight off. Let's see if that's going to work for them. Like you said, the momentum, I think Skidmark Central is going to look for momentum this game. If they can get it, Broder is going to have a tough game at their hands, whether they win it or lose it.
Yeah, they need to keep up the aggression here. Losing Cadis just before this pause is a bit of a worry, I think, for them. Because Broder are going to try and push onto them, and it's a sort of mark of a good team how well you deal with the aggression, and I don't think that they're going to be able to deal with it from Broder. If they come out to try and contest Spire, they're going to have to go for a back cap or something, and failing that, I think Broder will get the Spire. And yeah, it's going to come down to how well the scouts get. I'm going to keep saying it, how well the scouts do. Because if they can get behind it, they could almost... Yeah, there's a possibility of taking the point here. I don't think all the routes are even watched. Where do we have the... Yeah, we've got Greg at the moment. Obviously, Greg, famous for his back caps. In the trash, and there's nothing watching bottom right onto the last point, so yeah. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see Greg pushing for that.
He's gonna wait there, right? Like, that's just what he does.
I can imagine, and either Broder are going to hold really far forward, or they're going to push out, and it looks to me like they're getting confident. I think they're going to try and push it.
I cannot keep echoing this word though, Spin, just before you go on. Greg loves backcapping, and he is most famous for his backcapping. That's what he does. He is a capping scout. He's not a killing scout. He flanks. He works around, and he tries to annoy his opponent that way, more so than being a nuisance on the front. Obviously, Kyler does that, right? Cookie does that. He just jumps in, mashes that person in the face. Greg is sort of a little more, I don't know, like Solid Snake in that regard. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, he likes to have his sneaky plays, and he does win a few rounds that way. They're actually on pause now, so I'm just going to see. Yeah, he's just actually climbing Spire, so he's taking a conservative route. I think Broder as well are doing the same thing.
No,
although, as I say, no, they're coming out with you.
Cadis died, obviously, you got to keep in mind, right?
Yeah, fantastically from them, they managed to force the Uber before their own, and they got the two crucial picks on the scouts that they needed, so they know they can't lose the back cap now. They're just going to keep steamrolling them onto mid with those advantages as well. And Visco doing a little bit of good work, just keeping them back in the choke, and Cadis is up now, so they might be able to contest the middle point. I'm not sure, yeah, the bomb's coming in. I think Jukebox just going, he's a nice aggressive jump, just trying to force him back. Cadis with a huge pipe, and Cookie goes down as well, which is a bit needless. And yeah, they're going to come back in for this. The two soldiers bomb, one's Bibben taking down Dalek, which is a really crucial fight.
Oh my god, the Cadis pipe. Actually, he hit 3 pipes on a row there on Bibben, and now the scout cleanup coming in here, Spin. Look at that. I love it so far. Sebasai can only do so much, obviously. He stands into that choke area. Skidmark Central's going to try and push up onto this one now. Skeej making his way around. Can they get the pick onto Maryland? Doesn't look like it, but they can get Rib. And with that, I think a free Spire is definitely going to be onto the agenda here for Skidmark.
Well, Broder had like a very strong position, and then they just overextended. They lost Jukebox on the choke with a very strong pipe from Cadis, and then they lost Cookie as well, which was just a waste. He didn't need to go down there. They were putting too much pressure on just to try and hold him out of the choke. And yeah, they got Spire again, and looking to push last with a man. No, they're not going to have a man advantage. It's just going to be equal. So yeah, it's going to be a single Uber versus Uber fight until last, and see if anyone goes for a pick or how they're going to try and play this. It'll be interesting, I think.
Greg had a very high ping suddenly, I don't really know why, maybe housemates or something like that, but his internet definitely went a little bit weird. Greg has said thanks for waiting and they're going to move on. So right now we can see 100% Uber here onto Skeet, and I'm just going to have to flick through. Yeah, Maryland does have the same. Both teams have this Uber charge, and well, basically for the first time we're going to be able to see a full Uber versus Uber fight here until last. Now what they're going to do exactly, I know Cadis loves the bottom hand side, but I also know Skidmark Central sort of favors this top left-hand side. They've been doing this quite a bit. They are going to go bottom this time around, though. Very standard bomb from Dalit in. He's going to force that Uber, drop back out, and as everyone from Skidmark Central is going to be able to make it out of there. Actually, I lie because Dalit misses his jump. It is a 5 versus 6. What is Broder going to be able to do now? They have a little bit of a person advantage, but overextending can be key here.
Yeah, I would be surprised to see him push out with that. The one scout's just gone behind, actually. Yeah, Cookie just gets taken down. I don't think he really thought too much about that. He went for the pick. Greg getting taken down, though, by Bibbin. And yeah, it's just pretty much equal. Just trading players. Seeing if they can get an extra pick that would make them be able to push out to last. Sorry, out from last. So, yeah, they haven't really achieved it, and it's just going to come back to more or less equal Ubers. Mylin with a slight advantage, but only a tiny bit, and I don't think they'll be able to use it if Skeeger's wise.
Yeah, I'm guessing Skeet is not going to be overextending all that much, and as we say that, the HUD has now been fixed. Maryland picks up a rocket, he's going to take the small map pack, and they're going to be completely fine. See, both medics pretty much on even Ubers. Broder not having the intention to actually push out onto this one. Let's have a look. Again, Greg, he's going to pick up the sniper rifle. He does this, he's not an unbelievably high-skilled sniper, but from, like, LAN finals and everything, he always gets the pick spin. I mean, you know, you can remember back to LAN finals, right? Like,
yeah, of course.
He is that guy who sometimes gets a brilliant pick and sometimes misses every shot he sees. Inconsistent, but brilliant at times.
Yeah, we all know Mylin is an absolute magnet for sniper shots as well, so we'll see how he positions himself.
He's sitting good
for this.
So far, though. He's sitting good so far, sitting on that stair on the right-hand side.
Yeah, it's a really defensive position. It's really strong for defending against snipers. I'd be surprised. I think you should see Skidmark Central send in a soldier to bomb him on the stairs like that, because it's a really, really horrible position when a soldier bombs you.
Yeah.
Maybe they haven't noticed. Maybe they haven't noticed he's there. Maybe they just want to play it a little bit more careful. Don't want to rush the last push, which obviously they're just going to go for a push. They don't want to go for a pick. They don't want to go for a push with Uber versus Uber.
In general, though, if you send in a roaming soldier and you have a sniper, isn't that too easy to push towards Spire? Like, I can assume that you basically lose 2 players, right, if the enemy pushes in that scenario, because a sniper is very bad at defending out of position. If you think about it, it looks like they're gonna try and just bomb in from this right-hand side, do some soldier damage. They're not gonna bomb in.
Jubos actually taking the counter sniper to take down Greg. Greg takes him down there, so he's winning the first of that exchange. And I think they're going to push. Yeah, they're going to push up that advantage. So the Uber comes in from top. Both Ubers are exchanged early on. Although it's a multi-Uber from Skidmark Central. He gets the soldier onto the point. He goes down, but it's a stickies of rib. Cadis just jumping behind the point, and he's sort of isolated here. I think a scout's going to get onto him, and he takes him down actually with a sticky. So Kyler for Fun and Cadis doing their work, and Cadis completely unchecked there. He gets the one flag behind the point and just walks straight onto the point. And yeah, Broder just a little bit of a miscommunication, cost them the first round.
I think Greg got 1 or 2 extra headshots there as well, so there was a lot of damage, a lot of coordination issues that Broder had there. They had to take care of the back, where Cadis was sitting, the front, where Greg was sniping, the right top side, I think, where a soldier was coming in, and it proved way too much. Skidmark Central shooting at it in starting position, get the one to the lead. Broder's going to look to equalise that now, Spin.
Yeah, Kyler taking a big rocket early on in the mid, though, this fight, and Zebrazai goes down, which is kind of crucial for them. Rib's getting a nice kill onto Kyler, but Greg taking down the Roman soldier. It's pretty much even at the moment in terms of players. They have a slight disadvantage, but Blisco going down now, yeah, levels it up. And it's just a war of attrition. Nobody's really committing too hard to the fight. They're just trying to focus the targets down better. There's one soldier out of position on the point here. Dalit, he doesn't get focused down. He's a little bit weak, and in fact, Cadis getting the first frag. Greg getting taken down in return, though, and it's still equal. Now it's 1v1 on the point. And yeah, Rib taking down Cadis. Really, really crazy middle. Nobody really committing, just trying to fight for the picks. And I think Broder will have this. It depends how they decide to commit. They're not going to get the cap. They're not going to force the cap. So now Skidmark Central have the superior spawn. So yeah, this is crazy. This is the weirdest middle I think I've ever seen.
I commend your efforts, Spin. I commend your efforts for actually trying to play that. I don't think there's any way you can do it, but they're going to try. Jukebox comes in, misses the easiest rocket ever onto Skeege. I cannot believe Jukebox missed that. If you guys could have seen the chat, he says as he misses that shot, and Skeege now is going to drop to the floor. Though as Bibbin comes in, cleans that one up, And again, Bibbin, ladies and gentlemen, it takes Cadis with a brilliant air pipe to finish him off. And definitely there, this is a middle, of which I would almost say this is not over yet, but it looks like finally, things are calming down. And as I said, it's been I commend your efforts for playing my
Yeah, it was a crazy mid-fight.
middle.
And Kylo on the respawn came in and got a nice couple of frags, but then on the return, Cookie tried to do the same. Got shut down by a nice pipe from Cadis, or the scouts did. I'm not sure which one got taken down by his pipe, but one of them did, and that pretty much sealed the fight for them. Like, they couldn't keep contesting then. So equal fight at the moment, with Myelin having a slight Uber advantage. Is he running Crit Streak?
No, they're actually
no,
not. I was about to mention that, like with the current meta, obviously people want current updates on crit streaks every 5 seconds. They're not. Both teams actually running Ubers. Broder's going very aggressive, Epsilon-esque basically, as they take down Flisco. They're going to be looking to get this point. They don't have Uber yet. Marilyn is about half HP or something like that. It looks like they're doing a good job so far. Cadis goes down. Jukebox does not manage to pick up the frag on a Portuguese Kyler, but it looks like Broder is going to pick that one up. The Uber is ready, though, for Skeej. But in all honesty, I think defending Spire here might be a complete mistake if they try to go for it, and they do.
Going for it's always a bold move, but I think it's wise to go for it in most situations. Yeah, this backup's like really good move from them. Now they have to send players back while they're still contesting the Spire. Skeej just goes down to Zebazai, and they've lost a lot of players here, and they're not going to get the midpoint. So this is looking like a Broder advantage at the moment, and yeah, we'll just, as I say that, they're getting Myelin and Zebazai, Flisco on the flank, taking down a nice couple of frags. And can he get the demo? If he can, Rib underneath the point on 38 HP, manages to escape. And Broder keep the midpoint, but it's, yeah, kind of equal. Cadis going to have to 1v1 a scout now, a choke, and he gets taken down by Bibbin. So they're going to move straight onto the Spire now with 2 scouts, and I don't think they're going to have the people to contest this time.
This round is a very crazy one, definitely. Pretty much everything is going back and forth. I like the decision-making from Skidmark Central there. They said, you know what, we have this Uber, let's block it and get the double backup going. Let's see if we can take, like, this is the thing, right? And we heard Nomlock saying this about Epsilon as well. If you take the top teams out of their comfort zone, as in you push them back as much as they push you back, that is usually a good decision to do because they're not used to it very much in practice games or anything like that. So you can see very clearly Skidmark said that they're trying to outmaneuver, they're trying to do things that might not always work on paper, but the high-risk scenarios is something that Skidmark is going to like, something that they did, and something that gives them the Uber here to now hold on to this last point, as both of the teams have the fully charged Uber. Are we going to see any snipers? Yes, we do, as Mr. Greg has picked it up and gets the pick again. Again, he's not a fantastic sniper, but so far, he's been brilliant.
Yeah, he's really poor at his A-game, and like you said, it shows the experience. He needs to hit the shots on this important official, and he's hitting them, so it's great for his team. They're looking to commit here, but Dalif has taken a lot of damage, and Skee's just holding off on the Uber, and I think they're just going to back off. Both teams have 6 players up again now, so it's probably just them deciding not to commit. Waiting for the push. I'm not exactly sure what Zebazai is asking his team to do here. They're not really aiming to do anything right now. They just seem to be waiting. Maybe looking for them to overextend. But I'd like to see them try and actually make a play. They have the advantage, and the Uber comes in from the top left now. So
yeah, very clear Uber coming in from the top left. Scout Soldier, Zebazai's going to make his way through the main, and now coming actually to the right. Not really sure if that was the perfect decision. Got shot down by Kyler and Greg. And Skidmark is going to love this exchange. His Jukebox actually very weak as well. There's no health back there, Jukebox. He does now pick it up. But it is a 6 versus 4, and Broder is gonna have to run the tail between their legs at the moment. It doesn't look like Skeej and the boys are as aggressive I would have expected them to be. A little bit passive, and it's back to 6 versus 6, and it looked like Skidmark has also realized that, and they said, no, bail, let's not do this. If we push now here, and we lose 1 player, we lose last. So let's just go all the way back and build that Uber off. They have a slight disadvantage though. I'm wondering if Broder knows.
I wouldn't imagine they do. They'll think that they might try and push on the dot though. They're pushing for a pick on the bottom right with the 2 soldiers just spamming. They get a lot of damage off on Flisco. As I say that, they didn't actually get a lot of damage. I thought they hit a couple of rockets just to hit the 1. So Flisco's pretty much safe, and yeah, they tried it, didn't work. So they're just going to rotate back around to top lobby and see if they can make anything happen from this angle. I think Myelin's still staying on this bottom right with the demo, and I think they're just going to try. Yeah, actually the Uber's going to come in, and they are pushing on the dot. Skeej has it though this time, so it's still equal. Greg goes down early, Flisco goes down early though, and this is going to put the advantage firmly into Broder's hands. As I say that, 2 return frags, so some great DM from Skidmark Central, puts them back in the fight. Cadis getting down an extra frag, and it looks like they'll hold this now. It's 2v2, it's going to come down to the deathmatch of Zebazai and Cadis. Zebazai gets the final shotgun and he takes the round, so very close there, and in fact, Cadus doing great work, managed to take down a few players, but just doesn't manage to finish the crucial player off that caps the round.
I can make it very simple for you, Spin. At the end of that 6 vs 6 fight, 11 players were down, and Zebasai was 8 HP to cap that one off. That means that in between both teams, it was 8 HP that actually made the difference there. 1-all's the scoreline, ladies and gentlemen. As I said, if Skidmark starts well, I think we're going to be looking at a cracker of a game, which we can see right now as Broder's going to make their way through. Look at that bombing from Flisco, flies across the map as Zebasai goes down again quite early on these middles. Now with Jukebox, though, picks up a double as Rib picks up one as well, and Jukebox picks up the triple as he dies to Skeege's Needles. It looks like a very clear win, but Daleth has something to say about that. Picks up Marilyn, does get taken out by the stickies of Daleth, though, but the fight again still not over, and Bibbin and Rib, again, the players remaining. I said this to you before the game, Spin. They're the players that can step it up, and at the end of that middle, the Swedish boys were the guys to stand up there and win it for their team.
Yeah, Rib absolutely stepped up on that one. You said about the huge bomb from Flisco coming in. I think he actually hit a double pipe in the air on him. So he landed on the balcony, then jumped back onto Rib to try and finish him off after he'd hit the first rocket, and he hit him one, and then juggled him, hit him with a second in the air. So I'd say a double. It wasn't really a double air shot, but it was still fantastic from him. Saved him, and obviously took down the Roman soldier. Meant that he could just have the damage to cap off the rest of the middle. So yeah, great play from him. He pretty much won the middle, in my opinion.
These middles and the fights in general are so close consistently, and this is the one thing I can notice. Right now, Broder pushed. If you think back exactly a round ago, Spin, right now Broder pushed. Now, when they didn't have Uber yet, Skidmark Central is going to wait for Uber and then move in. Is that a mark of a super team? Because we see Epsilon do this all the time.
Well, they have the Uber advantage, and I don't think they realise it. Skeege is just playing a little bit, he's playing a little bit conservative. Maybe they didn't, probably just didn't realise that Mylin had a good, like, 10-second disadvantage there that they definitely could have used to push. So they're just holding the spire, and pretty much this is Broder's situation where they should be pushing now. So Skidmark Central know that. They're just going to wait for the push to happen, or see if they can get a pick maybe in the house. There's one soldier just roaming about in the house at the moment. That'd be cool. Yeah, it's a common push these days. So they just take control of the house, and it's hard for them to deny the restuff, and they have done. And actually the spams kind of equal. The bomb comes in from Zebasai. It's going to be a single Uber like we're used to seeing.
Yeah.
Jukebox actually taking down the flank. Kyler doing some good work, and they've got Scout behind. Just going to go up into the spire, but Kyler's going to take him down as well. So 2 frags from him is going to seal the deal for them. They've got the 2-man advantage as the Ubers come off. And this is what I said. Broder likes to take in the single Uber and then dominate the flank, but that time Kyler just doing work stops them doing it, and they don't get the flank play that they need to complete the fight. So they're going to have to back up all the way here. Their plan just didn't work out for them at all. Kyler doing great work.
Yeah, there were 4 people on the flank, and it was Zebasai and Maryland just keeping the entire team busy. Kyler for fun, stepping it up there, picks up the double. It's going to earn him that middle. Now, there's a slight advantage here for the Dutch medic Skeege to work with. In all honesty, though, I'm expecting Broder to do what Skidmark didn't do, which is that they're about to push in about 5 seconds or so. They're going to make their way in. Let's see if they're going to do it. It looks like they might send in a bomber. No, they're not actually going to do it. They're staying a little bit more conservative. I guess they know that if there's an advantage anywhere, it might be in the hands of Skeege. So they're going to sit back, wait for that Uber, and now they're going to try and get a free pick here into house. Double soldier medic making their way through. Uber comes out, and Broder showing why they're one of the most aggressive teams in the circuit at the moment. Can they pick up Jukebox? He's a little bit out on his own on an island at the moment. It looks like now Zebasai's being caught off guard here as well, as Greg picks him off. And Skidmark, for the second time in 2 seconds, really, get a fantastic exchange here over Broder.
Yeah, Cadus with some great spam, just takes down Marlin in the choke point. He was a little bit out of position, just holding far too far forward, and in a space where rollers can really damage you as a medic, and so he got caught out, he gets taken down. It's a complete wipe for them.
It's a wipe, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be pushed on to last with a huge advantage, and I think they will have their spawners, so they're probably going to wait for the Uber, unless they're very bold, but yeah, they're going to have a massive Uber advantage, so it'd be interesting to see. But like I say, they are going to push. They're pushing in very early. Maybe a bold decision.
Yeah, they're making it work.
That's really strong. They went focused the point quickly while they had the spawners coming in. So yeah, good work from them. Well deserved win on that round.
Yeah, definitely. If you have 6 players spawning and they all sort of have to walk towards the point, obviously there's not going to be a coordination on who actually does that. Stickies come in, Cadus picks up a couple, Soldiers pick up a couple, and the point goes to Skidmark Central. There's now the 2-1 lead on the board, and Skidmark Central is maybe a little bit surprising to some people, but Cadus was very confident about Battlelands. And so for the guys right. 4th middle so far. What do you see, Spin?
Yeah, sort of a rotated middle, so both teams have gone up the opposite shithouses, and they're just holding on each other's trains. Flisco goes down, and so does the other roamer from Broder, so Jukebox down as well. And it's another one of these middles where it's just an exchange, but this time neither team can back out, because they're both on the opposite team's middle. So I don't really know how they're going to attempt to fight this. Broder just pushing across the point, very aggressive. Zebazai with a bomb in takes down Skid, and the scouts just cleaning up. Cadus and Dalek get taken down. They're going to move back, take the cap, and just move on to Spire. So really strong coordinated aggression from Broder, won in that round when it was in one of those situations, like I said, where they were just having this this stalemate, trying to pick up a player, and yeah, Broder just taking command of it that time, not waiting around for that kind of play.
Kyler's still sitting behind. Let's see if he can do anything. Obviously, Marilyn is alive. Oh my god, he's sitting right behind Rib. I don't think Rib notices that he's there. Rib now notices, he sees him. Can Kyler pick him off? That might be able to put a dent into all the pushing that he does. There he goes for it, but Rib manages to win that duel around the side. And that is going to give Broder a 6 versus 5 advantage. Rib is going to make his way into the fight. And Greg is really going to have to just stall for Kyler to be back up. And even then, it's Uber versus no Uber. Really, the cards are in favor of Broder at the moment. Can they pick this one up and tie it up?
This really, really favours Broder as well, because losing a really long round and then, winning a really long round and then losing a really fast one really puts a dent in your morale. So it really hurts you to have that happen. Marlin just popping in, putting a little bit of cap time on the point. The sticky's still there. He takes the stickies now. So I just think they're going to try and rush the point here. They're just swarming them, taking the frags, and yeah, they're going to get it. So just coming down to DM and the fact they have the Uber advantage, of course. And yeah, like I said, now they have the fast round. It really sucks for them. So they've just had this massive long fight and they've come out on top. Really good, great confidence booster, and then Broder just turn around with a huge answer and take the round off in like less than 2 minutes or whatever it was. So
11 minutes left on the clock. Score's all tied up. Who's your money on, Spin?
I think it's going to go towards Broder, but one big round could change it in this game. So yeah, momentum is really important. So yeah, whoever gets the next point could be it.
Let's see if that happens now. It's Jukebox,
yeah, Jukebox, it was
bomb.
huge round.
Oh, Skeech immediately goes down. See the Swedish superstar actually going to move his way in, and Kyler really the only one to return a frag. Gets a second. Can he pick up a third? Yes, he can! As the Portuguese scout is going absolutely bonkers. Picks up 3, including Marilyn. See you on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. He killed 3 for fun. I think that was at the moment the commands that are coming out. Very well played to that guy, and he might be able to save Skidmark an incredibly important round here.
Yeah, they're going to try and defend the Spire now, obviously, as a result of those. They're going to have an Uber advantage, so pushing on to Spire, the scouts are just going to back off. They've got a nice little cap time, but Dalef picking off Zebazai is kind of important. They really didn't want to lose any people on the Spire, and now Skidmark Central are going to look to take middle with their Uber advantage, I think. And in fact, they're going to just try and push it early. I think they are. They're just going to try and bully their way in through choke. Maybe decided not to. Greg's actually really out of position now. Yeah, it's true, but they're just sort of dawdling. They've actually rotated around house, and Greg was in a really weak position from here. Jukebox just ready to bomb in. He bombs in onto the point, rotating down to the balcony. And
yeah, they're back.
Going to play it nice and safe. They know it's an important game. And they need to keep their advantage, but they're actually not using the Uber advantage. And yeah, that frag onto Kylo is a massive switch of favour for them. In fact, 2 soldiers now getting taken down, and the Uber does come out. Maybe they're just trying to force the Uber. Mylin is he's all the way back onto middle. So I'd be expecting to see. Actually, he's still really far forward. This is not clever from him at all. I don't know what he's doing.
What is he doing, Marilyn? If you get taken down here, that's the backup. All right, so they have a little bit of a backup play actually happening. Flisco's trying to block that one off. There's a scout there as well. Can they keep it? No, they can't actually. Well played by Bibin. Picks that one up. Cookie actually winning the duel with Greg there as well. Broder on individual play there, definitely not the most tactical, brilliant of moves, I can tell you that one, but on individual play there, just being stronger than the enemy. Bibin and Cookie doing work. And that Uber from Maryland coming out pretty much does nothing, but Skidmark Central, they're around. They're going to try and make this one work, but there's already a player on the last. Can he cap it? No, he cannot. Zebasai and Jukebox both get shot down to the floor. Skeej goes down now as well. They do pick up the second point, and again, Spin, we've seen this on middle, we've seen this on second point. This game is going absolutely crazy so far.
Oh, the soldier just coming to Mile in there. Dalef just coming out of the house, takes down the frag, takes the frag onto him. So that's a crucial pick. Yeah, I think what happened on middle was Mylin was actually baiting for the scout, so that he didn't go for the cap. So he went into the house to try and kill him. It was just incredibly bold. Like no disrespect to Greg, but a different scout might have been able to just finish him off immediately. But Mylin has huge confidence, probably rightly so, in his dodge. So it was actually a bait from him to let the back cap happen. So fair play to him. It was really, really bold, like I said, but a great play in the end. And yeah, tactically it worked out really well for them. And the exchange after was a little bit slow, but yeah, good play on that mid-fight.
It has taken 22 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, but the meta has finally reached us as the Latvia medic Marilyn has picked up the crit streak at the exact right moment as well, might I add. They need to build this one off, though. They're a little bit slow on building. You can see Skeej is not trailing that far behind. It is 15 or so %. But again, one crit sticky or one crit rocket can be absolutely detrimental. And here we're going to go around. Jukebox jumps in, Soldier jumps in, Demo jumps in, crits gets popped off. But it's completely wiped at the moment for Skidmark Central as Cadis hits the pipe of God, ladies and gentlemen. And it looks like Bivin is going to pick up one onto Kyler, but it is a 5-for-1 as Ski's not even forced, nothing of the sort. Merlin, the last man standing there. That was pretty much the worst exchange that Broder could have hoped for.
Yeah, they bombed in Jukebox very, very early, and then to compensate, they just tried to bomb everybody else in as well, which I don't think that's the right kind of play to be doing with the crits. Like, they tried to use it really late, and Cadis just finished the players off who were already weak from the spam, and yeah, it was just a poor exchange, like you say. So they're going to pick up the Spire now. Jukebox actually taking the Sniper, I didn't notice that. Bisco getting taken down. But they're not going to be able to contest Spire, so while it's a pick, I don't think it's one that's going to be able to prompt a push from Broder. And the Uber, of course, up on Skis, so they're able to push last now with their advantage, and with only 7 minutes left, getting this round could be really important for them.
Yeah, this Uber is pretty bad. This Uber's not working out whatsoever. They wanted to force their way in, but the sticks from Ribbon were actually so accurate that they pretty much just got juggled up about 3 times there. That did not work out for Skidmark Central. But in all honesty, they got the top lobby, which is definitely an achievement on its own against a team like Broder. See, Broder and Epsilon do this a lot, where they hold the top lobby, just make sure the Uber force comes out. Uber right now from Maryland is ready to rock and roll, which is the sign for Skidmark Central to say, thank you very much, we're just going to back out of this one. We really value our lives a little bit too much right now.
Yeah, Broder just aren't afraid. They're going to push all the way out, and there's Greg in his back cap position, so he's going into top lobby. Is there anybody on last? Yeah, there is. There's Jukebox on last, so it's going to come down to a 1v1. Greg against Jukebox.
Oh,
no, it's a 2v1. The 2 scouts going for the last point, and Jukebox doing great work. Fantastic play from him. The scout did come in, Cookie, to back him up, but yeah, Jukebox doing what he needed to do there. And it was a little bit of a poor coordination from the 2 scouts. They could have easily distracted him a bit more. In fact, they both ran onto the point and made it so the Jukebox could pretty much shoot his feet, and that was it. So yeah, they threw that away a little bit. Greg going for the back cap just didn't work out, and the cap coming into Spire, so and middle now, of course.
Let's have a little bit of a look here right now as Broder's going to make their way in. That might have been a little bit of an overextend. Like, they all went for the block, right? Because that was a back cap. If you think about it, Greg and Kyler up against Jukebox alone, because Cookie was very far off. He wasn't right next to the point at the time. He was quite far off. He did a little bit of damage, but it's technically 2 scouts versus 1 soldier. They thought they had it. But obviously, Jukebox, a little bit of miscoordination there, and Broder's going to take it over. And now with a massive Uber advantage, they're going to mark their way into the last. Can they break through and catch the lead for the first time in this game?
Yeah, it's a really, really turtly defense from them. They've got a Pyro and a Sentry Gun, which have both been taken down very early. The Pocket Soldier also going down. The Stickies are blown as well. 1 soldier on the point now, and they're going to have to focus it. It really doesn't serve them well at all. And yeah, trying to turtle it out just didn't work against the Uber advantage. They needed to be a little bit more mobile. Broder just punishing them, and from being on their last point with what, 6-7 minutes left, they're now 5 minutes left and they're round up, and this is now all the pressure is on Skidmark Central. So it depends if they can come back with the answer that Broder did and take a fast round. This could be in their favour, but otherwise it's going to be really tough for them now.
25 minutes in, Broder has picked up the first lead in the game. They were the favourites beforehand. Skidmark's giving them a run for their money, and can they take it all away? Look at that, the Jukebox bomb again onto the side. Dalek gets a lot of damage in, and it looks like Cadis and Skeech just sitting in that house trying to deal damage, but in the end, Broder's going to pick it up. They need Kyler. They need him now. He picks up 1. He picks up 2. Kyler is stepping it up as Flisco comes in as well. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot stress enough how important Kyler at the moment is for Skidmark Central.
Yeah, doing great work, like you say. The Uber has actually come out onto middle now. This time it's just tripping on my words there, sorry. Standard single Uber from Zebazai. Trying to say that fast, like I just did. And it just didn't work out for them. They tried to force the multi, which they did, but they just managed to split up nice and yeah, Myling gets taken down, but then the bomb coming in from Zebazai takes down Skeech. So yeah, some great plays from them. And they've equalised what they just lost, Broder there. But actually the frag coming onto Jukebox on the Spire, and that's going to shake them. I think they're going to lose Spire here for free, and I think, yeah, Skidmark, like I say, they did well.
On the medic, Kyler's on the medic, takes him.
Yeah, completely missed that. That's really important for them. So yeah, the scout's doing well, and like I said, it's coming down to Kyler, and he's really playing out of his skin at the moment.
He's just, like, Kyler's playing like, oh my god, that guy, he takes down Rib as well. I cannot believe that, ladies and gentlemen. That guy is, I've seen him play well. Don't get me wrong, I've seen the guy play well, but as well as he's been playing today, he's playing completely out of his skin. He's doing a very good job. Can Jukebox save it though? He's going to snipe, and Jukebox is a world-class sniper, but he's also very vulnerable to spam. you can see right there. And Skidmark's going to say thank you very much. With a massive Uber advantage, we might be looking to tie this one up. And a possible golden cap is going to come our way.
Yeah, really great play from them. So I think it's sort of the same kind of defense. No sentry gun from Broder this time, but they do have the pyro just to try and wait out the Uber. Looks like the Uber's going to come in from top lobby into top right, and the pyro, yeah, just doing his work, just spamming them back, but he hasn't really done enough, I don't think. Soldier's just going to walk onto the point, take the focus. He goes down to the stickies. They have a heavy as well though, and with only one-to-one trade, they've lost the top right though, which is crucial for them. Ski's taking a lot of damage. He gets taken down very early. Yeah, and the frags are going all the way at Broder at the moment. Kaidos behind the point, trying to take that distraction like he has before. Kylo and Kaidos, and it's just going to come down to them. Just Kaidos up now behind the point. I think Dalek was a respawner, or did he escape? I thought he died very early. Yeah, he took the sticky, so he was the first one to die. And yeah, great defense from Broder. They just held that very, very well with the Uber disadvantage and just keeping their composure like they need. They're going to try and take Spire now, and with only 2 minutes left, taking Spire is really important. So then it puts all the pressure back on Skidmark Central again.
Second correct crit screen call. The first one did backfire hard. Knowing Broder's aggression, I think we're going to be able to see Jukebox just flying in here for Skis in a couple of seconds. You can see very much so. Broder, they're sitting back. They don't want to risk this hair spin. They really don't want to just get out of position and defend this. Look at how aggressive they are at the moment. Dallas really forcing that one. They are going to try and block this, but they might be overextending if they do. Look at how far in Broder is. I cannot believe this. Greg picks that one up, though. The crit skill is ready. Can Cadis hit the stickies of God after the pipes of God? Can he do it? As Skeech pops off the crit screen, Cookie gets taken down. And really, I don't think there's going to be any more picks coming in, but at least the Spire is secured. This is the thing, though. We have 65 seconds left on the clock. Greg has decided, you know what, we have a crit streak and we're up against a full Uber charge. We cannot break this in a normal way. We need something. And he's going to pick up Spy. Can they do it? Or can they not? Skidmark Central really playing, again, ladies and gentlemen. Broder can qualify for the playoffs, and Skidmark Central wants bonus points here in the fight against RLM of 4th place. The crit streak now 75% ready. Greg probably already made his way into last here. As he comes around, are you serious? Marilyn spots him. Very well played to the Latvia medic. He heard him on Cloak. Kane is making his way in. Fantastic bump, but the stickies are there as Rip picks him off. And is anything going to happen? The crits is going to happen. The Uber gets counter-popped off. But with 25 seconds left on the clock, ladies and gentlemen, I do not think there's any way that Skidmark Central can do this. And it really, really looks to me as if Broder, literally by an edge, are going to be able to pick up this map. Finally. It took them 25 minutes in order to get ahead. In the last 5, they did not manage to give it away. As the 3-2 scoreline is going to come off, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to Broder. They're stacking the point. The GGs are being called. And the number 2, the runners-up of last season, are going to be able to pick the map up here against Skidmark Central. That was a map where Cadis felt very confident on last week. And he proved his words. They were playing very, very well. But the last 5 to 10 minutes, it was all Broder as they managed to turn it around. And Skidmark Central just narrowly not being able to cap this one out spin.
Yeah, I think that was a bit of a questionable play from Greg. I think they would have it would have been better to try and force the Uber in another way. I think the Spy's a bit unreliable. It was a bit too much of a hero play for me. But obviously, you know, a hero play was kind of what was needed with a crits against Uber, and they went for it. It didn't work out, and I feel bad for them. Like, okay, if it doesn't matter if you win by like 1 round or by 5, you still get the same points. But you know, they really deserved a bit more out of this. They've taken Broder down to the wire, and yeah, I kind of feel bad. It feels like they haven't got what they deserve. So a bit of a shame, but yeah, Broder getting the full 3 points.
Very unlucky there for them, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and after this we'll be back for Viaduct.